young women from Swat completed rigorous rock climbing, hiking, and camping training successfully. The 10-day training was organized by Mountain Wilderness International in collaboration with the Government Postgraduate Girls College, Swat. Mountain Wilderness International and the Italian Institute for Studies in the Mediterranean and Orient also collaborated. Scarpa trekking boots, Ferrino backpacks, and tents. The training was led by Professor Carlo Alberto Pinelli, honored with Sitara-i-Imtiaz for the K2 cleaning expedition. The revolutionary course was solely for girls from Swat, taught by female European trainers. They include Susanna Gonella, Patricia Romagnolo, Francesca Colesanti, Concepció Miró, Elisa Peyrot, Chiara Delpino, Claudia and Ayesha Hina. The girls were initially oriented on mountains, weather patterns, first aid, hiking and trekking, and rock climbing. They were also briefed on the history of women mountaineering and the archaeology of Gandhara civilization. They hiked to different archaeological sites and learned about the history of the Buddhist sites, including rock carvings, stupas, and viharas.
I am really excited and really happy that for the first time there was an opportunity presented for the Government Girls College. Usually these opportunities are not available, but now times are progressing and we have such great mentors. They're mountaineers, they're archaeologists, they're also journalists. So we're not just learning one thing, but a lot of things. And I found out so much about the history, the actual history of Swat, that there were Buddhists here. There was Buddhism and then Hinduism and then Islam.
During this we have explored many historical places about Swat. Actually Swat is the old name of Swat is Udyana, and it is famous for the culture of Buddhism. My message for all the people is to preserve these things for the people, for the foreigners, and for also the people of Swat, because I think for my information, I don't think so that everyone in Swat known about these stupas, these monasteries and monks, etc.
They also got rigorous training in rock climbing and not only enjoyed but also exceeded the expectations of the trainers. The girls learned how to install tents and do camping. They spent a camping night after installing their tents. The trainers said that the young girls of Swat exceeded expectations with their bravery and competence.
Before participating in this mountain wilderness program, I knew very little about the program itself and a little bit about hiking, but nothing about rock climbing. But once we started the program, we learned a lot about rock climbing, about the archaeological history of Swat, about the very rich history of Swat, and also then we traveled to different mountains of Swat and saw stupas and different archaeological places. We saw rock paintings for the first time and came to know that there are rock paintings before Alexander the Great came here, such a long history ago, centuries ago. And also we learned about the teamwork, about how to respond in emergency situation, and a very good experience both mentally and physically in every aspect, and definitely experience that certainly I will cherish for a very long time.
At first, We were afraid of climbing mountains, but the trainers from abroad were so cooperative and kind that they not only enabled us to hike, but also to do rock climbing. Now, we do not feel fear for mountains and will continue climbing in the future. The trainers said that the young girls of Swat exceeded expectations with their bravery and competence.
Dopo una notte in campeggio, esperienza che per molte di queste
The day after a virtually sleepless night at the camp, a first experience for many of that girls, it was truly gratifying seeing them all the next morning in a classroom to participate with such interest in a lesson about women's mountaineering. Their passionate participation testified to their enormous interest in everything that women can do. And this was precisely the purpose of this course, to help these young girls to reach awareness of their potential, find confidence in themselves. In each of them there is immense potential.
Vederle insieme felici e molto contente della loro esperienza.
To conclude the training, Professor Carlo plans an advanced level of training next year in Upper Swat at the base camp of Chiara Mountain. He said the advanced training will deepen participants' technical abilities and connection with the majestic landscape of Swat.
Thank you, mountain wilderness.
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 Thank you, mountain wilderness. Thank you, mountain wilderness.
Sangha Sangha! Sangha Sangha! Hip hip! Hip hip!